my muscles have all seized up in my back. I am dying here.
Oh.
I'm trying to get rid of all the stress of packing and moving and all that other stuff. So it's a stress tool.
A lot of stress involved with that for sure, Phoenix. I've done it a few times in my lifetime. I was telling these guys the other day that I actually went to 5 different high schools. So we moved 5 times just during my high school career. So I understand the boxing, then reboxing, and then boxing. Yeah. I don't think I've ever done it 4 times in 1 year, but yeah.
It's move number 4 in 18 months.
That's crazy. So we definitely are sending you great vibes, and we're thinking about you because I know personally it's a challenge for sure. But the good thing is you might find stuff that you forgot where you put it. So, kudos to that.
No, I'm pretty good with this. Right? About the school thing, I always got into trouble at school because I think too much. And I'm too independent. So I always challenge the teachers. I'm like, I want to learn this, not that. And I ended up doing other stuff because my homework was already done and I got bored. So I ended up doing other stuff. I always got in trouble.
Same thing, Phoenix. I got in so much trouble because I'd always get my homework done. And I was starving for information. I was one of those kids that when the teacher forgot to give us our homework, I would be the one to raise my hand and go, wait, don't we have homework tonight?
I would do my homework for the next lesson in the class of the previous lesson. Because
yeah.
And then the teacher would call me up and say, what's the answer to this? And I'd go, no. And then it would just leave me alone and I'd go on with other stuff.
I did the same thing. But the good thing is you are in the right area right now being an entrepreneur, because you have to have a thirst for knowledge and a desire to learn new things, or you will stay stagnant. So you are going to be the cream that rises to the top, no doubt about it.
I'm doubting that, there's no rising happening here at the moment.
It will, though. It will. I have 100% confidence it will. And you'll see that the most successful people are driven similarly. They're driven to learn. They're okay for change, and their motivation is placed in an area where they know it's going to get the most effect. And they're not afraid to fail. That's another thing that we have to deal with daily as entrepreneurs, is failing. If you don't fail, you're not really an entrepreneur. Somebody gave you something, you didn't earn it, because we all fail. We all fail.
Yeah, so I think that's where it helps to have a bit of a scientific method approach and look at everything as an experiment. Yep. So even if it fails, you still get a result. And I try not to be emotionally attached to the outcome, although, Shelley, sometimes it just really gets me down. Yeah. And I just think I can't do this. I need to quit. I need to just go back to get a job in geophysics or whatever other company and corporate life. And then, I'm reminded of what Eric has taught us as well. It's about your mindset 90% of the time. Yep. That is where the battle will happen every other day. And it's so true.
Yep, that is absolutely true. Mindset is the key. And it'll either make you or break you. And
it challenges me every other day.
If you have a supportive spouse like I do, you're really lucky, because when I first started Builderall, it was funny because he would tell me, at this time I had a successful jewelry company making lots of money. I had a successful app development company that was making me lots of money. I had a book publishing company that was making lots of money. So, and there was other little things I was doing too, a little bit of website development, just little things here and there. I was making really good money. And then I started Builderall and I saw the potential in Builderall. And so I put a lot of effort into that. And my husband would come out and he'd say, are you on Builderall again? Especially for the certified partner trainings that lasted 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day. He'd come out 3 different times going, are you still on that same webinar? And his response at first was, you go ahead and go over there and do your little Builderall thing. And he had no idea what I was making, because I have different accounts for everything, and he's not privy to all of that because he does his stuff and I do my stuff. And when I started showing him the numbers of those accounts and how much money they had in them, all of a sudden it wasn't that little Builderall thing anymore. It was like, how can I help you?
I get the same comment here. It's like, Phoenix, didn't your certification training finish like a few weeks ago? Yeah. So you still on a call with Shelley every day? Yeah, but that's boot camps. Yeah, but you've done all of that. Yeah, but it's boot camp. It's extra.
Right. And it's so much information that even a certified partner, we couldn't get it all. But it's also like, to me, if you're religious, I'm not promoting any religion, but if you're religious, then a lot of times going to church is not necessarily about the religion. It's about the fellowship in the religion and keeping you on track and keeping you in that faith and living day by day. And this is kind of the same way. Not that I'm calling Builderall religion.
It absolutely is. And that is why I'm also here. I am going through a lot of stress at the moment, and it is difficult for me to, believe it or not, cope with everything, okay? I'm human, unfortunately. And I have to acknowledge that sometimes, and I really struggle with that. So I feel discouraged and I stop things completely. Or I feel discouraged and I actually am on the brink of like quitting stuff. So I realized, even though I might know some of the things here in Shelley's Bootcamp, it's about being with everybody here. It's about being part of the community. And it's about just keeping me tethered to Builderall in some way or the other, that some days I can't really, build stuff because we work in isolation a lot from home and remotely or wherever you work. And you will find that even though you go through these boot camps, in the end, it's not just about the training. It's about touching base with Shelley. It's touching base with Phoenix. It is giving your opinion on your soapbox in our boot camp about something else that happened, getting feedback, asking questions, etc. That's why I'm here. I mean, sorry, that's my soapbox.
I think you're great. And then there's one more piece that I want to add to it. And that is that every time you get to speak, whether you're asking a question or you're making a comment on something that you're increasing your confidence, right?
Well, absolutely. And also my knowledge. The way I see things now is when Shelley starts explaining something, I actually explain it ahead in my head. And I see if my step that I'm predicting is the next step that she's doing, click by click. And once you get to that level, I know I'm ready to teach it to anybody. I know I'm ready to put that certified partner badge on my agency page. And I know I can tell a lot of people good advice on how to build what with confidence.
That's absolutely true.
That takes hours, people. There's no shortcut to it.
It does. But there's so many benefits. Go ahead, Davida. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
It's the learning curve. The bell, you know nothing. You come up to the top, and then you overlearn, and then you.
That's right. And being an entrepreneur, I swear, it's up, and then it's down, and then it's up, and then it's down, and then it's up.
It's all over. At the moment, I'm learning about accounting from scratch, right? I've never done like proper accounting, and I need to do a balance sheet and income statement.
The good thing is, once you get better at being an entrepreneur, when I was first an entrepreneur and I did consulting work and I did computer networking where I'd go into businesses and I'd create from the ground up and I'd install their computer systems and set up internet access and do group policies, all that good stuff, right? It was feast or famine. It was, I had so much work that I didn't sleep, or I had no work and no paycheck. And this is kind of how entrepreneurs start, is feast or famine. When you're in it long enough, you'll develop a system that you're feasting all the time. And that's where I am now. One piece of my business could drop out and I'm still feasting because I have, 3 or 4 or 5 different successful things that I'm doing that if I lost one of them, I could pick up the pace and replace it really fast because I'm knowledgeable enough now. I'm confident enough now I could actually do that. So do you reach that point overnight? No. I've been doing consulting and entrepreneurship since I was 16 years old when I joined Junior Achievement. That was my first exposure to the entrepreneurial spirit. So it's been a learning process since then. Now, the actual feast or famine probably ended about maybe 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I finally set it up to the point where it really didn't matter what I did. I was going to feast all the time because I had enough in place that if I was out sick for a month, money would still come in automatically.
That's what they know as multiple streams of income.
That's exactly it. And that's a good way to be an entrepreneur, is work on those multiple streams. You're not going to have multiple streams in the very beginning, because you know what? I ran a consulting business and nothing else for a while, because I had to learn that and get good at that. And then once I learned that and got good at that, I opened my website development business and app business, and then nothing else but those two things. And I learned the website development and mobile app business really well. And then I added my jewelry company. That was a challenge, but I set it up and got it running. And I now have over 1,000 people selling my product for me. So I don't have to do diddly squat to keep it going. They're going to keep it going for me. And then I wrote my books and published them. And all of them are running on Amazon. They're at Books A Million. They're at Barnes & Noble. You can go get them just about anywhere. And I don't have to do anything. It's all print on demand stuff, and it's in the stores. I don't do anything but write more books. So it's that easy for me. And then, of course, the Builderall platform. And again, I'm building my business part, and I'm also doing some affiliate marketing. So all of that adds to the income. So it is about multiple streams, but it's never going to happen right now. It is a process that you have to work through. And you start with a thing, and you master that thing and get it to where you're comfortable with that thing. And this is the thing you want to keep in your basket because it's working out well. And once you get to the point where you're like, all right, that's working on autopilot. Now let's go over here and add another one. So it's going to be a slow process. It's not going to happen overnight. But the most important thing about all of it is, like, Phoenix is going through this thing of, do I stay? Do I not stay? Do I keep going? Do I not go? Do I get a job? Do I do this? The most important thing is to stay tapped in to people that influence you on where you want to be, where you want to go, right? So if you're tapped into David, because David says things that you like to hear, you need to hear, you got to hear, then you need to stay tapped into David, right? You stay tapped in those people and stay aware of what's going on in this industry, the niche that you're working in, so that you can keep going. Because as soon as you start to tap out, right, you don't feel like you know enough to keep going, even though you may not have missed anything. Everything's still the exact same, but you feel like you're tapped out and you don't know what's going on, so you're not going to keep going.
You start doubting yourself.
Absolutely. Yep.
You start questioning everything you do because you're not getting the result you thought. And the other thing I had to learn was to tell myself and say, Phoenix, you've only been on this journey for maybe 8 months from making a shift from corporate world.
Right. That's right. And I've been entrepreneuring since 16. We've had our own brick and mortar stores. I've done various different affiliate marketing, network marketing, MLM type stuff all through my life. I was an Avon representative one time. I was a Tupperware representative. I actually earned a van off of Tupperware. There's lots of things that I did throughout my lifetime as an entrepreneur, building my own business. And I was real successful with Avon. But that was one that if you let it loose a little while, it just kind of goes away. I was really successful with Tupperware, one of the top consultants in like the whole country, actually. And again, I had some more babies and I had to slow down on that, and that goes away. So what I was learning in that process was, how are you going to set something up so that if you have to step back from it for a minute, that it will keep going. And Yeah, and this past week is a really good example because I've been really, really struggling to get online with my teeth stuff, and I'm still like really, really hurting. So the amount of stuff that I've been doing has been really small compared to what I normally do, but I still made thousands of dollars this past week. Not thousands. And that's not bragging. I'm not bragging. I'm telling you that if you work out your system and be patient with yourself and learn one stream of earning money and then master that and stick with it, then you can add another one, then you can add another one, then you can add another one. How many years did it take me to achieve that? A lot of years. And for the past 5 years, I've been building it up more and more and more. So actually, if I stepped out the door right now and went away for a month, I would still make really, really good money by not doing anything because I've set up those income streams. So
what you've done is set up a lifestyle business.
I have actually, but again, it took me a long time to get there. And I don't want anybody to be fooled in thinking that you can do it in 6 months, 1 year, a year and a half. You could. There's been some that have done that. Liam is a perfect example. He came in fresh off the boat from not knowing anything about affiliate marketing, and in just a year and a half, just crushed it. That is possible. But that's like me telling you, sure, you can be an NFL football player, knowing that only 1% or 0.01% of all football players get to go into the NFL. There's a small percentage of a chance that you will be the next Liam, right? And I don't want to hurt your feelings or crush you or anything like that. But the reality is you got to put the effort in first. If you want to go for Liam's spot as #1 affiliate in Builderall, you got to do a lot of work because he's working his butt off every day. Right?
Well, that's what we're here to do, is to
that's exactly
and learn the system.
That's
so
exactly it.
Put it all together, because that's what it is. Every industry you're in has its own system.
That's right. And Davida, you're exactly right. But I've mentioned to you before, I could train you for 1 solid year straight, every hour for a year. If you don't have it in your mind and in your soul that you're going to do this and you're going to take action, it wouldn't matter. None of it would matter. You would find some excuse to not do it. And to give you a perfect example of that, we had about 100 people that signed up for certified partners the first round, and about 100 people that signed up for certified partners the second round. The first round, out of those 100, we had about 30, maybe 35 that finished and got their badge. This next round, it'll probably be about the same number, about 30 that will finish and get their badge. So what happened to the other 70? What do you think happened to them? I mean, they got all the training that everybody else did.
They got in their own way.
They got in their own way. That's exactly right. It's mindset and that internal value, that intrinsic drive to do it, even if they don't feel like it. And there's been times, even with the boot camps, with my Tuesday night training, with shooting the videos, I don't feel like it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to call them up and tell them I don't want to do it. I don't feel good. I've been training and literally turned off my camera. I said, hold on just a minute. I got to take a second. So I turned off my camera and turned off my microphone and puke in the bucket next to me. And then just wipe my mouth off a little bit and turn the camera back on and keep going. And nobody knows. I've done that a couple times now. I had another time where I had an intestinal disorder. I call it Code Brown. And I seriously turned off the camera. I said, I'll be back in just a minute, you guys. Turned off the camera, turned off the mic, went, took care of business, came back in, turned everything back on, and we kept going. And nobody knew the difference. It's not like I said, sorry, guys, I'm having a Code Brown issue. Those are days that I could have easily said, I really don't want to do this today. I don't feel good. But the reality is that I have to do it, number one, to keep me pushing forward. As soon as I let myself fall backwards, there's a chance that I'll keep falling backwards. There'll be another excuse I can come up with. Well, I know I was puking yesterday, but today I have a hangnail. I don't think I'm going to do it. So you have to always push yourself forward, even when you don't feel like it. Now, does that mean that you're in the middle of a stroke and you do a training? No. I promise you, if I have a stroke while I'm training, we'll just call 911 and take care of it. But
and then I'll go on.
Yeah, right. But anything else, I'm going to try my best to push through, because you need the information. I need to keep pushing, and it's beneficial for both of us. And as soon as I start to back off, then I'll come up with 5, 10, 20 more excuses to not do it. Right?
That's so true. And that's really what I'm finding as well, is it ends up being coming back again to your discouragement and fighting that on your mindset. Because for those of you who know me a little bit, my life gets in the way. Okay, there's always some kind of crisis that I've got zero control over, and the last weeks have been no different, as Shelley will know. Mm-hmm. And I honestly try and stay connected in some way or the other to keep the momentum, because I know if I am not here today, tomorrow I'm going to not get into Builderall things at all because other life stuff is going to get in the way. And the same thing's going to happen the day after. And suddenly I would not have opened Builderall for 2 weeks and then, I've lost 3 more affiliates or whatever, 3 more actually clients, because most of my clients are actually users of the platform, which is my business model. But again, it comes to that. I think discouragement is the biggest thing I had to fight in terms of mindset. Mm-hmm. So I just want to encourage you guys. I mean, even if I look at Shelley's results, right, to be here, transparency. Here we go. Every time I hear this ka-ching, ka-ching, I actually hurt inside. I ache because I ask myself, why is that not happening to me? What the hell am I doing wrong? Okay.
And Shelley is here going, it will, Phoenix. It will, because it didn't happen.
And Shelley goes, it will happen. It will happen. I'm thinking, this is not the answer I'm looking for. Not happening. And it's this fight in my head all the time about this discouragement, looking at other people's results to the point where it no longer actually encourages you. It actually starts affecting you, your well-being. It becomes discouraging. And that then becomes a different fight in your mind. It's like, okay, why am I feeling like this? How am I feeling like this? What am I going to change? Right. So there's a bit of disclosure on my journey for all of you guys who think that Phoenix has it all together. Yeah, not so much.
We don't. And Shelley, I wish I could tell you Shelley has it all together too, but Shelley doesn't.
Of course you do.
No, it's a process. There are days I'm like, crap it all, I'm going to go take a nap. So it is what it is, but I'm not going to do that when I'm expected to do a training or expected to make videos or expected to do something important for somebody. I'm going to do it, probably sacrifice something of my own to go take a nap rather than sacrifice something of somebody else's for sure. But the reality is you're all going to go through that. And Shelley has bad days too. I guess I'm just maybe good at smiling through the bad days. I don't know. But after you've had an amputation of your right leg above the knee, nothing really seems like a bad day that much.
Well, it's like whatever I'm learning here, I'm also taking and putting into some courses for Skillshare because it's all what they want is you teach skills.
Yep.
So if I can do something that teaches them about doing a sales funnel or teaching them about putting a website together, something, because you get paid for every minute they watch the video.
Right. That's great. And then you're going to end up, I think, there's a couple of things that I know are going to happen to you guys. So I'm just going to pre-warn you ahead of time. So building on this thing about being frustrated and just kind of wanting to push away for a little bit and take a break. We've talked about the fact that if you do that, you'll have 10 more reasons the next time to push away. So try not to do that if at all possible. And then you're going to push through and you're going to make your first funnel. And we talked about this already, right? When I talked about my picture, right, whichever direction it is, right there, the picture right there. When I paint my pictures and I compare them to anybody else, I'm like, man, my picture sucks. So when you guys build your first funnels, you're going to go, man, my funnel sucks. It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. I'm telling you right now, I don't even see it. It doesn't suck because you did it. That's the first step. You did it. If it works like the funnel's supposed to work, then you did it. You can deal with later. That can be taught really easy. But you push through and learn the basics of how to build that funnel. That is huge. Because I know you guys are hearing all over the internet buzzes about funnel. I need a funnel. I need a funnel. Can you make me a funnel? Oh my gosh, I need a funnel. What is a funnel? Do you have a funnel? Did I get a funnel? Funnels everywhere, right? You're fixing to learn how to make them. So it doesn't even matter if it's pretty right now. Just make them. And then you can worry about making it pretty later. Because that's the first step. Go ahead, Davida.
Let me quickly say this, that the best thing to do to work on your mindset is like, I used to get these things from Laws of Attraction in. Mm-hmm. And what that did was it was always a constant reminder of a positive thing to say. Or I get through, like I get from Jack Canfield and Brian Tracy and Fannie Farmer, and I always download that stuff. And then sometimes I'll use that as my articles.
That's good. That's great. My husband's great about writing me affirmations on with a washable dry erase marker. Writing affirmations on my mirror every morning. He gets up way before I do and heads out. So I might get a message when I get up in the morning that says, "You are beautiful," and then he says, "Tony." And or I might get an affirmation that says, "You are smart," and Tony. And that there's so many days, you guys, that I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to even get out of bed. But when I get in there and I see that on my mirror, I just have that one little thing that pushes me to, yeah, I can do anything I need to today. I'm beautiful, or I'm smart, or whatever. And it's just words on a mirror. So if you need to do those for yourself, I think that's a fabulous thing. Before you go to bed at night, put your own note up there that says you are beautiful. So when you wake up in the morning, you see it and you go, yes, I am beautiful. Yes, I am smart. Yes, I am talented. Those things are important to remind yourself of, because when you get into that series of doubts and worries, part of that is that mindset. Maybe I'm not smart enough, or maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe I'm not talented enough. And I can tell you 1000%, don't ask anybody to give you this. You've already got it. You are all leaders. You've already earned it because you've been here to the boot camp, right? You're already a leader. You're putting in time. You're already a leader. And you're all smart. You're all smart. You're here and you're learning. Oh my gosh, that's great. You've all got the intelligence to learn this and put it into practice. So don't wait for anybody to tell you, because you're there. You're there already, right? You don't have to do anything. You just put that badge on. Boop, there it is, right there. Wear it. I am smart. I am talented. I am a leader. You're already there, right? So use that to motivate you as you're going through the day and push you to do the things that you just really don't feel like doing. And so now that we've had a little pep talk.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest struggle, Shelley, is just to accept that I don't feel smart enough. I don't feel good enough. I don't feel like I know anything much.
And it's funny that you say that, having gotten your PhD, which is hilarious. It's only like, what, 1% of the entire population of the world has a PhD?
Right.
And even that doesn't feel good enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's just ridiculous. Anyway, my mindset to work on, I just wanted to let you guys in on a little bit of the background.
It's a good conversation. And here's why I think it's good, because you're going to have doubts as you're building these sales funnels. No doubt about it. You're going to be like, am I doing it right? Did I do it wrong? First of all, let me tell you, there's not really a wrong way to do it, unless you're just getting them like way out of the sales funnel and it's wacky you. But as long as you're building a path, you're doing a sales funnel, right? It may be a funky looking funnel. It may not maybe work exactly the way it should, but who says the way it should work, right? It is up to us to build that funnel how we want to build it. So let me give you this guarantee. First one's going to suck. That's just the way it is. The second one's going to be a little better. Third one's going to be a little better. And then by the fourth one, you'll be like, oh, shoot, I can sell this for $3,000. All right. So just keep working at it and you'll actually get it. And you'll be really excited about what you're doing. It takes a little growing pains to get there. And just like that first painting that I did, when I looked at it and compared it to the teacher, and I was like, oh my God, I don't need to be painting. This is ridiculous. The first painting I did was a deer, and it looked like a cow. And I could not do anything to make it look like a deer. It still looks like a cow. And my husband actually tells me all the time, let me put this one on the wall. I'm like, nope, sorry, no, that one doesn't go up. That was number one. No. But I remember being so frustrated because it looked like a cow. And the teacher was so good. She was so great. She was just like, you know what? This is your style. Apparently you have a style where you're going to make deer look like cow. That's all there is to it. Don't be upset about it. If you don't like it, then we're going to try to paint something else. And you may find something else that you really like to paint, that you are happy with. And the important thing is to keep trying until you get to your style and you're happy with it. And sure enough, it was the very next painting I did, actually on my own without her, that I did the hummingbird. And the hummingbird was my favorite painting so far. It still is. And it stunned me what I was able to do. With no confidence at all. I went in painting that hummingbird, and this is how I did it. Oh, I'm just not going to sugarcoat it. I did the background colors, right? And then I built my morning glories. I did my flowers, and they turned out beautiful, but there wasn't a whole lot of challenge to that, right? You just do green and whoop and pink and whoop, and there it is, right? It's not really that hard. So I kept looking at that going, wow, that's great. So for a month, 1 month, I did not draw that hummingbird on that painting because I was convinced if I drew the hummingbird, I would ruin the painting. Seriously. And my husband finally got on to me and said, when are you going to finish this painting? And I said, honest to God, I'm worried that I'm going to ruin the painting if I put the hummingbird on there. And my husband said, are you really that egotistical that you think that on your second painting that you're better than people that have worked all their lives to be able to paint? And I was like, no. And he said, then get the hummingbird on there. If it's good, it's good. And if it's not, it's not. If it's not good, you learn something and you're going to move on. Right? He kind of kicked me in the pants mentally. Because I was thinking, I don't want to paint it if it's not going to be good. Oh my gosh, what if Van Gogh had said that? Or if, who's another painter? Michelangelo said that. Right? Yeah, exactly. So he gave me that kick in the pants, and I put the hummingbird on there, and that is still my absolute favorite picture that I have that I've done. And I'll try to remember to share it with you guys because I think you'll be impressed. I'm still impressed when I see it. I'm like, wow. But your sales funnels are going to be the same way, guys. That's why I want to talk to you about this, because the first one you make, you're going to go, oh my God, crap, I can't do this. Don't be that way. You're learning when you do your first one. And then again, your second one's going to be better. Third one's going to be better. Fourth one's going to be better. And as you get better and better and better, you're going to figure out ways that you can make money for yourself by making funnels for other people, for making funnels, building them, put the products in and selling them, offering your services, consulting. There's so many ways you can make money with sales funnels. So all you got to do is make the first one to get started. That's all it takes. Okay. All right. Any other questions or comments now that I've just really preached to you guys?
No, just one thing, Shelley. There's something scratching onto your mic, I think. It creates a lot of interference. I don't know if you have a mic here or something.
No, I have my webcam mic, and it may be the little...
The wire or something?
Yeah, maybe the cable. So let me move it around a little bit and see if that helps at all.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, good.
So when we're done, Shelley, you're going to help us understand how we can transfer our funnel packages to sell them.
That part's actually easy. There's a video out on YouTube already that shows you how to either transfer a completed funnel or create a public layout. So they have to do is click the link, and they'll get the whole funnel, and they can save it to their account.
Shelley, you want to drop that link in the chat or on the resources page or something?
Yeah, let me see if I can find it really quick, because I'll probably find it faster than you will, Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Builderall share website. Let's see. Oh, first one up. There we go.
Do you see? I'm like going, where's that?
Yeah, because I made these. I kind of know what the keywords are to search for, so that makes it a little bit easier for me. There we go. It's in there, guys. You can copy that and go to that link, and it'll show you how you can share your funnels. Now, the view is going to be a little bit different because the desktop view has changed on SiteList, but the idea is still the same. You just find those same buttons where your SiteList is, and it'll do the same exact thing. Okay. And we'll get new videos out soon. I'm a little crunched for time on getting all the new videos out for sure. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to do today now that we've talked about mindset. But again, I think it's valuable. It's important because you're going to have doubts as you're building these sales funnels. No doubt about it. So today we're going to put together a simple funnel. I'm going to throw together a lead magnet funnel. We're going to go through all the steps to make sure that that happens. And I'm going to start it brand new from scratch so you can see exactly how to do that. So what's a lead magnet funnel? Some of you guys have already been through that boot camp. So you kind of already have an idea of what a lead magnet funnel is, but it's a simple funnel where you're going to put a page together that has an opt-in form. and you're going to give them something in return for their name and their email. So I might give them an ebook. I might give them a piece of software. I might give them a report. I might give them an infographic. I might give them 1, 2, 3 simple training videos. I might give them an email sequence when they sign up, they get an email sequence or they get training over 5 to 7 emails. So I can do anything I want to, right? I can even do a physical product if I want to, but remember the cost involved if you do a physical product, right? So if you're going to offer to give them, I don't know, a little can opener, a bottle opener, well, you got to pay for the bottle opener and shipping to get it to them. So that's a consideration before you think of any physical products. 99.9 times out of 100, you're going to go with a digital product to give them in exchange for their name and their email address. So that's the first step. Then we're going to take them to an email confirmation page. And that's to tell them to confirm their email, because we're going to be doing a double opt-in list. That's going to be a better list for you to have. It's going to have better emails. You're going to get better deliverability. And when you're actually sharing your next products, you want to be able to actually reach people that have real email addresses. If you have a single opt-in list, you'll end up getting a bunch of people that will sign up, but they'll never actually, you can use your fake emails to be able to get this thing. And then in your system, it's all fake emails. When I'm signing up for something, if I find a report or an ebook or something like that that somebody is giving away, I always sign up first with a fake email to see if I can get straight through to it. Because I'm on so many email lists, I don't think I want to be on another one. So you'd be surprised, about 80% of the time I can get that product without confirming my email. And that means that you've got fake emails in your email list. So a double opt-in is always the way you want to go, because that'll give you a much cleaner list. You'll have better deliverability and you'll have better sales because it's actual people, right? Rather than fake ones like Wonder Woman at dccomics.com. So we're going to go from the opt-in page to the email confirmation page. And then from email confirmation, we're going to send them, once they go to their email and actually check their email, we're going to send them to a thank you page. And that thank you page is going to have their download on it. So it's a very, very simple funnel. So do you guys have any questions about the funnel? No? Good to go? Okay, let's go ahead and share my screen. And I'm just going to jump into PowerPoint and we're going to draw it out a little bit so you guys can see it really well. So I'm just going to go with a blank presentation. And let me get rid of all this noise right here. There we go. And I'm going to make this full screen and then go to my pen in PowerPoint. And so here's the structure. Very, very simple. Twink. So do not laugh at my drawing. I am challenged for sure when I'm drawing with the mouse. So here's our opt-in. And we'll have our little form here to get their information. And then from that form, what's going to happen is they're going to get emails. And of course, the first email they're going to get is an email to confirm their email address, right? So we have to confirm. Confirm. And once they do that, they'll actually be sent to the next page. And this is an email. Let's see, email confirmation page. That is hard to write all the way out. But yay me, I get an A+. And then from here, this triggers this email confirmation. Once they confirm, this is going to trigger the entire email sequence. So whatever you have in your sequence, they're going to start getting emails like right away based on what you created in your email sequence. So we'll do like that.
So Shelley, so basically in that confirmation email, you should be they click a link on that confirmation email, and then they go to the confirmation email page, correct?
That's exactly it. So what's going to happen first is they'll opt in, and they'll be immediately sent to the email confirmation page. And that email confirmation page will say, hey, go confirm your email. And this confirmation link is already sent out.
Okay,
then
so that page tells them that go to the email, correct?
That's exactly it.
All right.
And then from this page, once they confirm, they click that link, they end up going to that, no, not to that page. No, let me erase that. Hold on. There we go, eraser. And then from when they click on this link, it will take them to another page that I'll show you in just a few minutes. So let me go back to my pin. Oh, there we go. Great. So from here, they'll actually end up, well, they won't go that way. Let me erase. I want to make this perfect for you guys. We have another page that they'll go to. I'm going to draw it right here. And this is going to be the thank you page. So we've got this lovely little thank you page right here. And guess what? The only way to get to it is to actually click the link right here, and it will take you straight to that page. Okay? And this is where you can put the button for their download. All right, so that's what we're going to build today. Is we're going to build an opt-in page. We're going to do a confirmation email page. We're going to do a thank you page. And then we're going to connect all of that to MailingBoss so that it all works just exactly like this. So this is a lead magnet funnel. And the reason we're going to call it a lead magnet funnel is because on the opt-in page, I'm going to give away something like a book or something right here. Okay, so to get the book, they have to opt in. And then once they opt in, they're going to get an email confirmation link. And they're going to be sent to this page to remind them, hey, check your email. And then once they check their email and they click yes, they'll go whoop all the way over here. And they'll go to the thank you page. And their thank you page has the download button. And I think I want to change one more thing on this to make it as accurate as possible. I'm going to change this arrow. And I'm going to actually do this to this right here. So once they confirm, then it will trigger all those emails. So this page does not really trigger. It's the clicking the confirm that triggers it. Okay. So let me look at your eyeballs and make sure you understand what we're doing. Everybody okay with it?
So the email sequence is the follow-up. What is that for?
That email sequence, once they confirm their email, Gabriel, then you have a sequence set up so that you can say, like send a welcome email out that says, welcome to the list. We're so glad to have you. I'm Gabriel, and I'll be your host while we're talking about the products that I have to offer. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. So that welcome email will be set up to go out right away after they confirm. And then from there, you can just set up a series of emails to go out to let them know more about you, let them know more about your company. By the third email is when you can actually sell something to them. Make the first two about value and getting them to know you, establishing that know, like, and trust factor. And then on that third email, you can then hit them with an offer. Okay?
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
Okay. So let's build, you guys. This is going to be so fun. Oh my gosh. I love building funnels. All right. So we got an idea of what we're doing. Let me go ahead and make that smaller. Maybe. There we go. And now I'll close that and we'll go into our Pixel Perfect Builder. And let's have a little fun with the Pixel Perfect Builder. So here we go.
So while that's starting up there, there's a fair bit of work to do on the email side as well, isn't there, Shelley?
There is, but I'm going to show you the basics today because we're going to go through all of it. So just watch really closely because I'm going to set up the email. I'm going to set up the connection. I'm going to do everything. The only thing I'm not going to do is set up a whole series of emails. We'll do that in the email bootcamp. But today I'll connect all of it, and you'll see exactly how I do it.
All right, cool.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and start with a blank page, you guys, because I want you to see me doing everything clearly. And so I'm just going to start blank. So it's not going to be pretty. It's just going to be functional, okay? So I've started with a blank website, and the first thing I'm going to do is click that save button. And I'm going to go ahead and save it as lead magnet funnel training, lead magnet funnel training. And then I'm going to click send and then save. And now this bad boy is saved and ready to go. So I can start building. So let's go back and see what we have to build. So I have to build an opt-in page, an email confirmation page, and a thank you page. So let's start with the opt-in page. That sounds good. So I'm going to go here, and here's my default layout. So I'm going to click in here to see what I got. I have one page that's called the home page. And if I click that gear, it tells me that the name is home, the address is home, the title of the page we don't have. So we'll just type in opt-in, and I'm just going to change all of these to opt-in so we can see very clearly what they are. So opt-in, 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 and click save. So now that's called the opt-in page. Now I'm just going to create another blank page. And to do that, I'm going to make it so simple. I'm going to just click right here on the gear, and I'm going to go duplicate and confirm. And now I've got a copy. So in here, I'm going to go ahead and change the name of it to email confirmation, and email confirmation. Ta-da! Easy peasy. So I got the next blank page. And now I need one more page, the thank you page. So I'm going to click the gear, click duplicate, and confirm. And now I have my third page, and I'm just going to name it crazy, I know, thank you. There we go, and click save. So hot diggity dog, we have 3 pages, exactly what we need. So now I'm going to start labeling each of the pages so I remember what they are when I land on them, because right now they're all blank, they all say nothing, and they all look the same. So I'm going to start with the opt-in page, and all I'm going to do there is click plus and go to text, and I'm going to click that first one, that H1 text. I'm going to double click in there and then triple click in there, and I'm going to call this the opt-in page. And I'll center it for good measure, and then center it again for good measure. So can anybody tell me, for a gold star sticker, why am I not putting that up in the header? Why don't I just put this up here in the header?
That will show you the pages.
No, every header on that page in that layout.
Yay! Woohoo! Gold star sticker to everybody. You guys did so good. That's exactly why, because if I put it up in the header, then all of those pages would say opt-in page, wouldn't they? Because every page in this layout gets the same header and the same footer. So I don't want to put it up in the footer or in the header, because every page would say opt-in page, and that would really be confusing. So we want it in the body. So good job, you guys. I'm so proud of you. That's so exciting. All right, so we've got our opt-in page labeled, and I'm going to click the page icon, go into the layout, and I'm going to go to email confirmation. And I'm just going to do the same thing, but I'm going to show you a trick, which is a really cool trick. I'm going to go back to that opt-in page, right? And do you see where this says opt-in? I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to copy and paste to make an extra copy. And I am going to put it up in the header, just like that. What that does is it now puts a text element inside the header. And if I go over to the email confirmation page, it's actually up there. I'm just going to click on it, copy it and paste it and bring it down. And now all I have to do is type in the new word. There we go. So that was really fast, right? So it's still up there, but I have another page to do. So I'm going to go to page and pages, and I'm going to click the thank you page. And this is the last one that I need that on. So I'm just going to click and drag it down and then rename it thank you. So that is a really fast way to copy elements from one page to another that are in the same layout. So if you've got an image that you want to use on another page and it's in the same layout, you can just dump it on the header and then go to that page and pull it off the header. And that's an easy way to transfer images or elements from one page to the next. So does everybody understand that? That's huge. If you're not doing that already, this is going to save you a lot of headache. It's great. So anyway, let's jump back in. And so I've got all my pages labeled. And now I'm just going to go save and save again, because save is my friend. So now let's go back to our opt-in page. So I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning, opt-in page. And we need to come up with an opt-in form that we want to add to the page. So we need some type of form that the user is going to fill out. So I'm just going to go to the plus sign, and I'm going to go down here to the email marketing form, and I'm going to click that. And there's lots of email marketing forms you can choose from. You can choose any one of them because they're all customizable. You can change the appearance to whatever colors you want, whatever designs you want. It is crazy how customizable this is. But I'm just going to be non-creative, and I'm going to choose the first one. And so now I've got my opt-in form in there. And again, I've made a pretty big change. So I'm going to go to save and then save again.
Shelly, sorry to interrupt you before we go any further. Wanted to ask you about the, since we were creating all these pages there, can I keep going and create many, many more pages as I wish, as I want to, and then create links if I want to put in that my follow-up sequence? I want to send people, hey, here is more information from me, and just send them to that page, but they're not connected to each other. Just, that's
a great way to do it.
So, because when I send, oh, here's an email about blah blah blah, and then here's the link. Boom, they click on the link, they just go to that page, and then on that page, I might have an extra button or tell them what to do next. But then they just stuck there. I don't want them to leave anywhere from that page. Just, hey, do this. That's it.
You can absolutely do that. That's actually,
I create all my pages there, correct?
Yeah, that's actually what we're doing with this thank you page. If we take a look at the thank you page, what you just described is what we're doing. If I click on that PowerPoint, see where I'm, that page, there's no connection to the other two pages. The only way to get there is the link in the confirmation email. That's it. That's the only way they're getting there.
Right. So that because we're talking funnels, I want to make sure that I have clarity. You know what I mean? So that way, the sequence of emails I keep going, and I can address, add additional pages, and just send them to whatever page I want to in my.
Yeah, I actually do that, Gabriel. I have the social media explosion package, and when people buy that package, they get a whole series of emails that go out. And in those emails, like the second day, the fourth day, the sixth day, inside the emails, here's a bonus for you. Here's a bonus for you. Thank you for buying my product. Here's a bonus for you. And they're taken to an individual page that that is not connected to any other page, right? So they get that bonus, and that's it. I might have a home button on there if they want to go back to the home area, but I don't think I do actually. I think I just have it as a page all by itself, so they can get their bonus, download it, and then they're good to go.
And if in the future I want to, let's say I have 10 emails there with 10 pages, but in the future it says, wait a minute, I think I should put in between 5 and 6, I should insert another page or give them an extra step. Can I go in there and just add up that page and put another email in the MailingBoss in the sequence? Yep. And then from future prospects on, then they'll just follow that sequence, correct? That's
correct. That's exactly right.
I'm getting it. Mindset. Oh my gosh. Shelly, you're on. Unbelievable. Thank you.
Well, let's go ahead and jump in and do some more together. So we've created our pages. We've got the opt-in form here. We'll connect it to MailingBoss, but the first thing we need to do is actually create our MailingBoss. So I'm dashboard for Builderall, and I'm just going to go into MailingBoss. And when I do, takes me to this page. I click it again, and I go straight into MailingBoss. And I'm going to show you the fastest way to create a subscriber list. We're not going to really worry about the welcome emails or email sequences, because all I'm going for in this training is to make sure you get the confirmation email. So what I'm going to do is just create a really fast subscriber list. So I'm going to go create the lead magnet funnel training. And I just can't spell. Apparently my tooth is hurting so much that I have lost the ability to spell. So there we go, new subscriber list. And I just named it the same thing as the display name and the description. And now I'm just going to go to continue. And in here, I have the same information, the name, the display name, the description. This is really important right here. What kind of opt-in and opt-out do you want? You definitely want a double opt-in. That's what we're building here, is a double opt-in list. Remember, single opt-in is going to get you a bunch of fake names like Wonder Woman at dccomics.com. And you don't want fake names because you want a good deliverability rate and you want a good open rate. So you're going to always do double opt-in. And that's how we're building this funnel. And then the opt-out, you can decide if you want them to do one action to opt out of your list or two actions. I want to make it easier on my person. One action is fine for me if they want to opt out of my list. I have no problems with that. And then it asks for tags. We don't have any tags in this one. That is an advanced training, and that will be coming up when we do automation and segmentation. And I rock on that training. So let's go ahead and go to next.
Shelley, real quick.
Uh-huh.
On the double opt-out, they have to go in and click their email that they really want to opt out, correct?
Yeah, they have to do two actions to get opted out.
Okay, now the reason I would tend to use that, and correct me if I'm wrong, is because if people are forwarding your email to other friends to look at it and share, and then they decide that they're not interested and they opt out, it's going to opt out that original person, correct?
No, I don't think so. They're only going to see the ones that they signed up for. So no, I don't think so.
No, I'm saying, okay, so if I forwarded your email that you sent me for your list, and I forwarded it to him, for example, and he said, and for some reason he decided to opt out of that because it's still in your system attached to my email, I would be opted out of you, wouldn't I?
No, it has to do, the unsubscribe is tied to your account.
That's what I mean. So it would opt me out.
So you're saying you forwarded the email itself? Yes.
Because that's the way it was explained to me prior, and I wanted to see, I would imagine your system works the same. I'm going to test it, but that would be my concern, is that somebody doesn't want to opt out, but they decided to share, and somebody else opts them out, and then they're opted out.
At the bottom, when you forward somebody's email to someone else, always look on the bottom for the opt-out, unsubscribe, and delete that before you send it.
Not everybody will do that. That's what she's saying, is not everybody will do that. So if that is a real fear, yeah, do a double opt out. Then they have to do two actions to opt out. I don't have that fear, so I would do a single opt in. And here's my reason why. I don't want to make it hard to get out of my list. If you want out of my list, I'm going to let you out of my list. And I'm not worried about somebody accidentally opting somebody else out.
Okay.
If they get opted out and they don't get information from me, and they like me, and they're like, wait, I'm not hearing anything from Shelley, they may take it upon themselves to find me again. Hey, I'm not getting your emails. I need to re-sign up.
I have a question, Shelley.
So for me, it would be a single opt out and then a double opt in. Go ahead, Terry.
That's a good question she asked, and I was just thinking because very good question, because say like with this other email company I used to use started with an A. We would forward email or something like that, but it didn't necessarily mean that when we forward that email that they would continue to get emails unless we forward them. And I was wondering if that would be the same with MailingBoss, because when she was mentioning that, or Ms. Otto was mentioning that, with Karen, I learned your name yesterday, Karen, yeah. When she was mentioning that, I thought about that, because it's almost like when I get an email through Google, I forward it. But that a lot of times, one of my team members asked me, did you get any more emails? Did you get any after that? So I'm wondering, like she's wondering, when I get an email, if I forward it to someone, does that mean they're going to continue to get emails, or they will only get the ones that I forward to them?
They'll only get the ones you forward to them. So they would have to physically subscribe, as in go to the opt-in list and fill out that form, and then do the confirm email as well, because it's a double opt-in.
Thank you, Ms.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, let's jump on in again. So the next step in creating my subscriber list, guys, is to actually choose the fields that I want in my opt-in form. Now, email field is automatically created for you. You don't have a choice in that. That is mandatory. But then all the rest you can choose. I'm going to go ahead and choose to add the first name field because I want to collect their first name and I want to collect their email. So those are the two that I want for my subscriber list. And once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and click Save Changes. And now it's going to go ahead and give me a copy of the subscribe confirm email. This is what happens when you have a double opt-in list, is this email goes out the very first thing and says, hey, don't forget to click here to confirm your subscription. You have the ability to edit that however you want to edit. But I want to caution you, do not remove the click here and do not remove these tags because they're important. Now, the only one that I would actually remove would be the list name. I would manually type in what the name of the list was because I don't want them to know lead magnet training test list or something like that. And that's what it'll put there. So you can remove that tag and put whatever name you want or whatever information you want there. But the subscribe URL has to be there. The company name has to be there. By CAN-SPAM laws in the USA, you have to have the company name information. I usually blow right through this because it's fine for me. I'm not too particular about it. And I'm going to click Save and Next.
Quick question about the company name.
Go ahead.
Is that the name that you registered, or can you change that name?
It's the name that you registered when you first started Builderall. If you want it to be something different than, the name that you registered when you first started MailingBoss. When you first start MailingBoss, you have to go through a couple of steps to get it set up. And so by default, it will take that information. If you want it to be something else, then you have to go into the subscriber list advanced settings and actually set up a different company name and address.
So it is possible to change it, because that's what I found the last time I tried messing around with the MailingBoss, and I wanted it as, say, irelandtravelgo.com, but it was coming up as David Long.
Yeah, and it's probably because it was pulling default, and you need to go in and change the actual subscriber list information.
Is there a video on that I can find? Yeah,
I'm sure there is somewhere.
Okay, I'll have a look at it. Yeah,
I did probably about 120 videos on MailingBoss alone.
Right. Thanks a million. Great stuff.
You betcha. So the next thing that pops up is the pending subscribe. This is another. This is a page that goes out. And it will, if you click that confirm link and you haven't set up in the opt-in form where you want them to go when they click that confirm link, it will go to this butt ugly page right here. So I'm going to show you how to bypass that butt ugly page and actually make a really nice page. So again, I just blow through this one and click Save and Next. And then in the next screen, it takes us to another email. That's the unsubscribe confirmation email. So when they unsubscribe, this email shows up and they have to click to be able to unsubscribe from your list. So it's if they have a double opt out, this is going to pop up in their email and they're going to have to click it in order to unsubscribe. I just blow through that one. Doesn't have to be pretty. And then the welcome email, this is the stock, S-T-O-C-K, the stock email. This is the one that you can set to go out as the welcome email, but it's in a really wacky place. I hate this welcome email with a purple passion. So I never edit this welcome email. By default, it is off and you have to manually go in and turn it on, which is great. So I don't even mess with this one. I just blow through it. And then it takes us to our subscriber list overview page. This is the overview page that shows us what all we can do with this subscriber list. I have one more thing to do to make sure this is organized for me in a way that I can add it to my website. And that is to go to the fields area. If you remember, I had two fields. I had the first name and the email. So if I click in this fields area, when you take a look, it's got it in the wrong diggly dang darn order. It's got email first, and then it's got first name. And I hate that it does that. So I'm going to change the order. And you do that by going here and sort order. I'm going to call the email number 2, and the first name as number 1. That way it will reorder them for me. And then I also need to make sure that not only is email required, but I want to require them to give me a first name as well. So I'm going to set it to required. So those are the 2 things I need to do on this screen, and then I can go down and click Save Changes. And now, believe it or not, I'm ready. I can actually add it to my website. So let's go ahead and jump in. And I'm going to save my changes to make sure, because save is my friend. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually right click, and I'm going to go to configure. And I can choose any one of these autoresponders to connect to. But of course, I'm the Builderall Diva. We're going to go with MailingBoss. And it checks my keys, makes sure everything is connected, and then gives me a list of all of my subscriber lists that I have. And of course, I'm going to add them to the lead magnet funnel subscriber list. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And now it's actually ready to take opt-ins. And I want you to notice first name is first and then email. If I had not changed the sort order in MailingBoss, it would have shown email first and then first name. And for some reason, that just chaps my hide. So I always want to flip it because I want first name first and email. That's just the way I am. So then the next thing I need to do is I need to configure where we're going to go after we do the opt-in form. Because right now, if I fill this out, it's going to go to that butt ugly stock page that says, you know, congratulations, now go check your email. And it's ugly. I'm not kidding. So I don't want it to go to that page. I want it to go to a page that I made. So I'm going to set it that way. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to change URL. And in here, I've got 3 options. The first option is pending subscribe. What that means is what page do I want to send them to if they have subscribed, but they haven't confirmed yet. All right. That would be the email confirmation page. So I'm going to click no action and I'm going to go to the page and I'm going to choose email confirmation and then okay. So we've got that figured out. Now, where do I want them to go once they officially confirm their subscription? Well, you know, they'll get their email and they'll click on that link. Where do I want them to go? I want them to go to the thank you page, right? That's where I want them to go. So I'm going to click no action and I'm going to choose the thank you page and then okay. And then the last one, unsubscribe. Where do I want them to go if they unsubscribe? Well, I could create an unsubscribe page and I could say something like, gosh, we hate to see you go. Can you fill out this form to let us know why you're leaving us? Blah, 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 blah. I'm actually going to cheat. I'm just going to send them back to the home page so they can opt in again if they want to.
Send them a gift on they want to unsubscribe. Here is a gift before you go.
There you go. You can do that as well. I'm too lazy to create a new page for you guys. So I'm just going to do it the cheater way. And when they click unsubscribe, I'm going to send them back to the opt-in page because I know they made a mistake. Nobody would leave one of my lists. So I'm going to send them back to the opt-in page so they can opt in again if they want to. So I'm going to click confirm and confirm again. And now actually my opt-in page is done. I don't have to do anything else with my opt-in page. It's that easy. Okay. I did a lot. So I'm going to click save because save is my friend. And now I can work on the next page, which is the email confirmation page. So I'm going to just click here and click the arrow, go to my email confirmation page. And now I get to add email confirmation information. And this is actually really, I think we have email confirmation banners. And the one thing I'm not doing, you guys, is putting banners in here. Let me do that really quick because I really need to do that. I'll go back to the home page. And let me build this using banners. Yes, and banners and banner. That's good. And I'll change the banner to white because I can. Here we go. And colors and white. And the reason I use banners is because it helps to organize things much better on your page. So all I did was drag these items and drop them on the banner, and now they're attached to the banner. Then I can right click it and center, right click it and center. And then I'm just going to drag the banner up, and now that banner is ready to go. So banners help to organize your page a lot better. and it creates sections in your page so that you can work on it section by section. So it'll be just a lot easier on you if you use banners. The way it usually works is you go banners, and then you can put boxes, and then you can put elements inside the boxes to organize things. So let me go ahead and save what I did there. And I got a weird, funky message about the opt-in form, so I'm going to check that. So I'm going to go to change URL, make sure everything is set there. So I've got email confirmation page, thank you page, and then sending them back to opt-in. So I'm happy there. And then I'm going to right-click and make sure it's still configured to go to MailingBoss. And it is right there. All right, so I'm going to click save and save again. And hopefully that one's all saved for us, so we're done. Now we're really going to go to the next page. So I'm going to go to the email confirmation page. There we go. And again, I didn't put banners in here, so I'm going to go ahead and drop a banner in. So I'm going to go to banner and banner. And then again, I'm just going to change the color, make it easy, make it white. And I'll drag it down, drop that on there, and then drag it up, and it's ready to go. So on this one, I need to figure out what I want to do, what message do I want to send about email confirmation, right? And I've got a great email confirmation page, I think on Social Media Explosion. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Social Media Explosion / email confirmation. I think that's it right here. So I took some time actually working on a good email confirmation page. And yeah, I don't think that one's it. Try it again. So email, C-O-N, email. Nope, I have no idea what it is. So I'll have to maybe put a link in the resources. But basically what it did was it showed you not only to confirm your email, but also whitelist your email. So let me look at your eyeballs so that you understand this. When you're putting your email confirmation page in, you're taking that opportunity to train your person. Remember we talked about conditioning the goldfish. You are conditioning the goldfish. You're telling them, not only do you need to check your email and confirm it, but here's how you can white label my email so that whenever I send you a message, it will go straight to your inbox. Okay? So there are ways to do that. And I've got a complete page set up. I'll try to remember to put it in the resources so that you guys can take a look at it. You can copy anything from that page you want to. If you want to do the entire thing exactly like I built it, you absolutely can. And all it does is it says, if you have AOL email, here's the instructions on how to whitelist. If you have Earthlink email, here's how to whitelist. If you have Google email, here's how to whitelist. So I'll make sure you get that resource so you can add it to your pages if you want to. So this is a chance for you to condition your goldfish, okay? All right, let's jump back in. And I'm gonna see if there's any banners that have the email confirmations. So we got this email. Nope, no email confirmation, I don't think. So all we have to do is just do a couple of text boxes really quick. So I'm gonna go to plus and text, and we'll put the smaller one. And in here, I'll say, let's see, triple click. I'll say step 1, check your email. Yay me. That's easy peasy. And then I'll just copy that. And I'll say step 2. And I'll say click confirmation link. Here we go. And then one more, step 3. Welcome to the list. All right, so we got that just like that. And I would definitely spruce it up, right? I might add some graphics. I might make it look pretty. All we're doing right now is making it functional. So this is information on the page that tells them step 1, check your email. Step 2, click the confirmation link. And step 3, welcome to the list. So I made a bunch of pages here. I'm going to click save. And I think I have a question. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, there is a layout that has this 3 steps
when you confirm an email, already set up for you.
Oh, good. So yeah, if you want to do that, then pull that layout in. There's it doesn't look like there's any banners, but if there's a layout, that's fabulous.
It's a layout.
And there's a lot of the websites.
Scroll down on the banners.
I'm sorry, what?
Sorry, scroll down on the banners. So click there.
Oh, did I not go low enough?
Now scroll down, go over to your right and scroll down. On see where the next on the bigger one. There's a scroll
where
down.
all the names are, there's a scroll down bar to your right.
Right here?
There you go.
Oh,
there you go.
Look at all of them.
I'm not sleeping on the job.
I thought maybe somebody had been drinking a little bit too much, but I'm just saying.
Well, they have templates for this also, Shelley. When I was going through the template field in new sites, they also have templates that we can link in there too, and we can customize.
Great. Yeah, they've added to this list like so much. When we first started, there was not that many at all. But yeah, definitely look through those banners, guys, because building with banners is so freaking fast. You can imagine if you find several banners that you like, you push them into your website, you edit them just a little bit. They've even got the continuity of color, because if you look like a top banner, there's the blue and white, which is my favorite. And then if I look down into another area, benefits, there's the blue and white. And if you go down a little bit, call to action, there's the blue and white. So they've got continuity of colors as well, and that's helpful to get you started as well, so you don't have to edit colors so much. So definitely check these out, scroll down, see what all they have. I'm going to keep it the way it is, but you guys know that you have these banners available to pull in, and it makes everything so much faster, for sure. All right, so we've done our email confirmation page. I'm going to click save, and then save again. Now, do I need to add any links or anything here? Do I need to do that? Let me look at your eyeballs. Do I need to add any links here?
I was just getting ready to ask you that.
No, I asked you first.
Okay, to be able to send them where they need to go, yes. But to go to
no, you don't need to add a link because of thank you page.
Yes, gotta know. Let's take a look at our drawing. Let's take a look at our.
Would you speed up the process if you also put a link on that page to confirm it right there instead of going to the email where it's now
You probably could, but I'm not positive that you would get the ID that you need on there to be able to make the ID mesh to confirm. Because remember, each mail is going to go out. Each email with the confirmation link is a specific link. It's unique to them because of their email.
Oh, I see. Makes sense.
Yep. So right here, Tyree, do I have this page connected to anything that I need to send them to?
No.
Oh, wait, I'm not sharing my screen. You can't even see me. Hold on. Hang on. There we go. All right, so this page right here, the email confirmation page, is there any link there that I'm sending them to a different page or something different?
No, ma'am.
Nope, so I don't have to put any links there.
Okay.
The only exception, guys, and I'll just kind of share this with you, is you want to make sure that you have legal pages done on every single website. So down in the footer, you might put a menu for legal pages. That'll be a way for them to get out of your funnel, I know, but we do have to have the legal part of it taken care of. And especially for the people in the European nations, that there's this little thing called GDPR, and they will kick your butt if you don't have it right. So make sure that you always are considering legal pages. Now you can put them in the footer and kind of hide them, right? So it's not like terribly obvious that they can click out. But you do need to have the legal pages. So that's a piece of this puzzle that we haven't put together yet. If we have time and we're not crunched too bad, we'll do the legal pages, okay?
Shirley, you're talking about the disclaimer in privacy policy and the GDPR also as well?
Yep.
Oh, okay, I guess I missed that one, the GDPR. Okay, I got to make sure that's all right.
All right, so let's jump in. And we did our email confirmation. Now let's go ahead and work on our thank you page, because that's the next really important one, right? So I'm going to go ahead and go in here to my website, and I'm going to go to the thank you page right there. Yummy. And all I need to do on this page is just put a button for my product. So I'm going to go ahead and go to plus, and I'm going to go to button. And those of you that know me really well, you know which button I'm going to choose. So I'm going to go with that one. And I'm going to change the text to download. So download now. Fabulous. So now I have this magical button here, and I can set it so that it has my document that I want to give them. So I can set it to download an ebook, a PDF, just an Excel spreadsheet. There's a lot of things I can do. So let's go ahead and right click it, and we'll go to action. And on action, I'm going to call it a document because I want them to download a document. So I'm going to click on it. And then right here, all I do is click file search. And it's going to work just like the digital file repository for my images, except for here, I'm going to actually put documents instead of images. And I can have any one of these file formats. So I can have a PNG, which is a picture, a JPEG, which is a picture, another format of JPEG, which is a picture, a GIF, a PDF document, a Word document, an Excel spreadsheet, a PowerPoint document, a text document, or you can upload a zip file, and the maximum size can only be 10 megabytes. So I'm just going to go with this one that I've already uploaded. I'm going to click that bad boy, and I'm going to click confirm. And then once it pulls it forward, I'm going to click OK. And now, believe it or not, anybody that lands on that page is going to be able to download that document. And I'm going to click save and save again. So the next step is, holy cow, how do we get to that thank you page?
Where did you get that download?
The button?
No, not the button. The page where you put all you had all your stuff on. All
right. So I went to right click and action, and then what you probably saw was this right here.
Yeah.
And then I clicked document. And then I chose my document from my digital file repository, and then I clicked OK. And I want you to notice what all you can do, Davita, because that's a really good question. Look at what all I can do with this button. I can make it start an email. I can send them to an outside web address that's outside of my website. I can make them download a document. I can send them to an anchor point. I can set up a payment through PayPal. I can do JavaScript code. So if they click this button, it activates the JavaScript. I can add a link to a Google Calendar event. I can send them to a page inside my website. I can open up a phone dialing system, and that's good for mobile. I can open up a pop-up. So if they click a button, a pop-up shows up. I can set it up so it pops up with a video. I can set up push notifications. So if I want to send out desktop notifications to people and I want them to subscribe to it, I can actually do that through push notifications. I can do a transition, meaning I can go from one page to the next, which creates a situation where you can create almost PowerPoint-like websites so that when you go and do presentations, you just pull up the website and click the button to go to the next page instead of having to navigate to the next page. This one's fabulous. And then, of course, checkout offer. If you have a specific offer that you want to do, you can set up the button, and the button goes to the checkout. So lots of great stuff you can do. Anything that you right click and has an action has those actions, right?
So how do you upload your documents into that section where you show that you chose your document?
I clicked the word document, and then all I did was click right here.
Yeah, but that's your document that you chose. But how do you upload it in here, right here in this box? Oh, upload button. I see. Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's the same exact way you do your images. Exactly the same. Okay.
Thank you. Yep.
You're welcome. All right, so now we got our thank you page. The next big, like $50 million question is, oh my gosh, how do we get them to get to the thank you page? Because everything we've built so far, we've got working, right? We've got the opt-in going to the email confirmation page. We've got the opt-in sending out that confirmation, say, hey, here's where you got to click to confirm. But we don't have a way to actually get to the thank you page. And to get to the thank you page, I'm actually going to set up an email sequence. So this arrow is actually really wrong too. Let's change that. Let's go ahead and change it, and we'll make it perfect. So I'm going to go to the, to the eraser, if it'll let me. It won't let me. So I'm going to just take the pen and I'm going to actually take this first email, which is the welcome email. And this is the one that's going to actually have the link to be able to go to the thank you page. Because we do not want them to get this thank you page unless they've confirmed, right? That would totally suck if they were able to get it and they were not confirmed. It kind of nullifies your double opt-in. So we want to make sure they're confirmed to get it. So what we're going to do is we're going to send their first email to them. And inside that first email is a link to the thank you page. Okay. So we're going to have to do a little bit more work in MailingBoss, which is fine. Don't be scared. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into MailingBoss again. And I'm here in the subscriber list area, and I'm going to go to my quick links. Actually, I'm just going to go to the home page. So I'll click MailingBoss and go right back to the home page. And here's the fastest way to create a really fast email is to create a campaign. So I'm just going to go ahead and name it, and I'm going to say welcome email. Super simple. And let me start it off with lead magnet funnel training. There we go. Make it really descriptive. And then I'm going to choose which list it's attached to. And so right here, we've got the lead magnet funnel training, which is that list right there. So I'm going to attach this email to this list. So I'm going to click there, and then I'm going to continue. And now there's a couple of things I need to think about as I'm going through here. The lead magnet funnel campaign name, this is the welcome email. So it's welcome email, email number 1. And it says, what type of email is this? You've got a couple of choices. You've got a regular email or an autoresponder. A regular email is going to go out on a specific date at a specific time, like April 15th, because it's not too hot and not too cold. All you need is a light jacket. But if you want it part of an autoresponder where it goes out depending on what day they join. So if I join today, I get this email today. If I have another person that joins tomorrow, they'll get the email tomorrow instead of going out on a very specific date. This welcome email needs to be a part of an autoresponder. That way, every time you get a new subscriber, this email goes out to them. Okay, so I'm going to click autoresponder. And then we have a choice of sequence. We don't have a sequence for this, so we're going to leave it blank. Then the list name itself, it's connected to lead magnet funnel training. We have 0 subscribers right now. We're not going to choose a segment, but that's how you can actually shorten things and send only to a certain group of people. Lead score allows you to only send this email to people that have a lead score, meaning they've opened your email and they've clicked links. And if they've done that, they get a score. So you can send it to people that have a certain score, people that are definitely opening your emails and clicking your links. I'm just going to leave it blank.
Shelley, I have a question about the scores. Are they done automatically, or do you actually assign a score to every action that they take and then it's tallied up?
They're done automatically. If they open up your email, it increases their score. If they click a link in your email, it increases their score.
Okay, so there's nothing we do about that. That's an auto thing. So yeah,
it's very automated.
Okay.
The next one is tags. And this is a way to identify individuals based on something they've done that you've triggered a tag to be attached to them. We don't have any tags in this particular list because it's brand new. And if I did choose a tag, it would throw it into this field right here to show me what tags I was choosing to send this email to. But we'll leave both of those blank. And then I'm going to go to save and next. And the next step is to set up, who am I sending this email from? And so I'm sending it from Tabitha, and it's from support@deltaentrepreneurs.com. My reply email address is no reply. That means if they get an email from me and then they click the reply button, the reply address is going to be no reply@deltaentrepreneurs.com. And that's because I don't want to check this email all the time to see if I'm getting emails from these people. I want it no reply so they know that this is not an email that I'm going to check. You, again, need to be conditioning your people as you run them through your funnels. And you don't want people to be using 15 different emails to contact you. You need an email that is set for your website, like support at or admin at or Shelly at, whatever it is that you decide to use. But that one email is your contact point for people that want to get a hold of you. Okay. So you don't want a bunch of emails going out that are just crazy emails. If you want to put that email there and then answer to that email, you can. But I always, when I'm sending out these autoresponder emails, I always put a no reply, because it's too easy for people to just hit the reply button and send you crazy, wacky emails.
So that no reply email, is that an actual email, or is just, does it go anywhere, or you just put no?
It goes nowhere, because I did not create an email for it. So if I created an email for it in my Rainloop account, then I could get them. But what happens is when you send these out, people reply, they grab your email, put it in their email list. There's a lot of things they do. So I just set it as no reply, so it just hangs out there in cyberspace forever. There's no email created where I'm going to receive it.
And where do you also set up all these 3 emails, the support, your name, first name at whatever you set it? So set those in the email, the MailingBoss. That's question.
No, you're going to set it up on your site list, on your little button that looks like an little email icon. You'll set that up there.
And then where do you check them? Where's your mailbox?
Same place. You'll go to that same place, and there's a little button that says webmail, and you'll check them there. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yep. So we've got the from name, the from email, reply to email. And here we've got the to name, and that's a tag. It will automatically put their email in there for you. And so now we need to come up with a subject. So I'm going to say, welcome to Shelly's Trading. That's good enough. And then we've got some advanced features that you can look at. There's URL tracking, lots of neat stuff right here. There's a JSON feed, plain text, HTML, embed messages, XML feed. Do you need to know about all of these? No, I would say leave those advanced settings until you go through some advanced training. So make sure you set all the campaign stuff up, and then I'm going to take you to save and next. And here's the money shot. Here's where the email is at that I have to configure for this welcome email. So it comes up with just a standard stuff in here, and you can edit this email however you want to. There's some elements here that you can click and drag over to kind of make it designy, beautiful, prettify it, whatever you want to do. But in this email, I'm just going to put welcome, and I'm going to put a comma and then hit return. And I'm going to put my little cursor right there. And I'm going to go and get the tag that I need for the first name. So the tag is actually F name. So I'm going to click this button, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to find F name. So scroll, scroll, scroll. Oh my gosh, there's so many of these. There it is right there. So all I'm going to do is click on it, and now it says welcome F name. So when they get this email, for me, it would say welcome Shelly, or for Phoenix, it would say welcome Phoenix. It's whatever they put in that first name field. Okay. If they type in that their first name is Butthead, they're going to get an email that says welcome Butthead. So whatever they put in for that first name is going to be there. So then you put the information that you want in there, and then you say, click here to get your free download. Okay. And right here is where I'm going to put the link to my thank you page. Right here. But I have to find the link. I don't have the link yet because I haven't published my pages. So
sorry to interrupt, Sherry. The question was asked earlier about if I forward this email to somebody would click on that unsubscribe list and unsubscribe me for your list. But why would you send this with the unsubscribe button right there? I gotta delete that before I forward it to somebody else.
Yeah, Gabriel, you would know that, but probably most people would not.
Just to answer that question, I apologize.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, most people would not know that, and they would blindly just forward it. I mean, and how do I know that? Because people blindly forward me so many emails that are ridiculous. I love the one that I got just recently talking about Mel Gibson and how he was, his face was destroyed in an accident, and a philanthropist came and actually paid millions of dollars to fix his face so he could be an actor. And then he abandoned him and like doesn't even talk to him anymore. And I've gotten that email on how many times people forward that, and it's not true. It's not true. So, if they're forwarding crap like that and they're not even looking at it, they're never going to think about getting rid of this unsubscribe URL. It is not going to be in their wheelhouse to think about. So,
like for example, did you ever get an email with a whole list attached?
Oh yeah. No, never.
I often got that. It's great, and I just take them all.
Yeah. Never. If you don't know, if you don't expect an email that has an attachment, don't open it. That's rule of thumb. If you're not expecting that attachment, do not open it, because there's just too many ways to get malware and spyware and stuff like that. But anyway, what we need to do for this area, this click here, is we need to get the link for our thank you page. And we don't have a link yet because we haven't published. So I'm going to go back to my HTML editor, and I'm just going to go ahead and click save, and then save again. We'll make sure everything is saved. And now I'm going to actually go in and publish my pages. So I have to go back to my site list. I'm going to go to Builders, Pixel Perfect, and My Sites. And we're going to make it public, which means we're going to put it out there on the internet. So I'm going to find my funnel that I just created. So right here, Lead Magnet Funnel Training. And all I need to do is go to this little world icon where it says publish. And I'm going to click publish. And then OK. And I have to wait a couple seconds because it's doing something magical in the background. And as it does something magical in the background, it reloads. And when it reloads, it shows me the name again, but this time it's blue. That means that is a clickable link. So if I click on it, it takes me to my live page. And I'm now live on the internet. But I need to find out what my address is for the thank you page.
So that technically your URL for this page is what we see in the browser up there, correct?
That's it. You can all get there right now.
Would that be compliant to Google and Facebook? And what would that be considered an affiliate link, or would that be?
It's compliant. It's compliant. There's no real affiliate link here. If you had an affiliate link, there'd be a question mark and then like AID equals. Yeah, it'd be a lot different.
So that's compliant. That's all good.
Yeah, it's compliant. So I'm going to go back to my HTML editor. And here I am in the thank you page. And I need to get the exact name of the page so that I can send them straight to the thank you page. So I'm just going to go into my pages. And I'm going to go into my layout. And there's the thank you page. So I'm going to click my gear. And the address is what I'm looking for. So if you remember the address, I named it thank you. And you can't put any spaces in an address. So it's just one word, thank you. So I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go back to my live site. And here's the actual link to the first page. I'm going to add the name of my page at the end to get to the thank you page. So I'm going to do a slash and then paste. So now you can see I have that original URL, a /, and then the word thank you, which is the name of that page, the address of that page. So if I click that and hit enter, that should take me straight to the thank you page. And then from here, I can actually click download and it will download the document. So the entire link that I have to put in the email is right here. So I'm going to click copy, and then I'm going to go back into MailingBoss. Right here where it says click here, I'm going to go all the way over to this magical toolbar, and you'll see that there's like a chain link. And when you hover over it, it says link. I'm going to click that, and I get to put the link for that page right here. And then the text is, of course, click here. We already know that. I don't have to put a title in there. The target is new window. I can set everything exactly the way it is. I don't have to change anything else. And I can click OK. And so now I've created the first email in a sequence, and it's going to say, welcome, Shelly. It's going to have a little bit of text in there, and then it's going to have a text that they can click to be able to go to that thank you page and get their download. So I've done everything to set that up, and I'm going to click Save and Next.
Shelly, can that be a new tab instead of a new window?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
You can change it. That's changeable or editable? Okay.
New window for this system is the same thing as a new tab.
So it's not a new window, it's actually a new tab.
Yeah, the wording is a little bit different. Yeah.
Okay. So if I wanted a new window, could I get that?
It's going to do that because remember, you're in an email. You're not, you're collecting your email somewhere. So if you're in Gmail, if you're in whatever, it's going to automatically open to a new window anyway.
Well, there's a, okay.
Does that make sense?
Well, there's a big difference to me in a window and a tab. So it's going to open in the next tab. It's not opening in a new window in front of everything.
Right. Yep, it'll go to a new tab.
Okay.
And then this area right here, this is when do you want to send your email? The first thing, there's a couple options. I can send after they subscribe or after they open another email. Well, considering this is the first email they're going to get in the sequence, I can't choose the second one. So I got to choose the first one. So I'm going to choose after they subscribe. And then I have to set the time period of when it's supposed to send based on when they subscribe. So in this situation, I want it to send out immediately. So I'm going to set it for 0 days. What that means is immediately I want you to send this out. And then the next button is who do you want to send it to? Do you want it to send to future subscribers or everybody that's current and future subscribers? Well, my subscriber list is empty, so I'm just going to send it to future subscribers. So I'm going to click that. And then down here, I'm going to just make sure everything is accurate. We even have a spam checker. And I think a score of 5 is good, but I can never remember if it's 0 good or 5 good. But you want to make sure you're checking your spam words and stuff like that for sure before you send it out. Like don't have the words free in there. Don't have extra exclamation points in there. Don't have excessive links in there. All those are spam triggers. But once you verify everything here, then you're going to click Save and Activate. Save and Activate is critical because there is a way to create these emails and they're in pause mode, which means you've made them, you've set them up, they're fabulous, but they're not activated, so they're not going to send. So you need to click Save and Activate, and that will not only save your email, but it will also activate the email. So if you look, right here's the email that we created, and if I look right over here, there's this magical pause button. That means if I click it, it's going to pause that email and not send it. So be aware that if you don't have emails going out, check to make sure that you're not paused, that you are indeed active. Okay, that's the #1 thing that you do first if your email is not going out, is check and see if your email is even active. Okay, so now we've got that email set up and ready to go. And I believe that is like everything we need to do. So I think we can actually test it now with a live email. So let me go ahead and go to the main page. And what I'm going to do is copy this and I'm going to put it into chat so that you guys can set it out, try it out too. So I put that in there and then I'm going to jump back in and try it out myself. So here's the live page. I'm going to go to Shelly and Shelly@yahoo.com. No, that's not it. Skydiving Diva. Skydivingdiva@yahoo.com, and I'll click Get Your Free Stuff today. And it sent me to the wrong page. So we're going to go ahead and check and see what's going on with the page. And it might have been that I didn't refresh it, but I'll check it anyway. So I'm going to go back to my opt-in form. And I'll right-click it, and I'll go to Change URL. And it's changed all my actions. Sometimes it does really weird stuff like that. So I'm just going to go to here and page. And this one was my email confirmation page. Change this one here and page. And this one is my, no, this one's my email confirmation page. This one was my, no, I'm trying to think here. No, I did it right. I'm losing my mind. There we go. So email confirmation, thank you page, and then opt-in page. There we go. And confirm. And confirm. And now we'll double check our configure to make sure it's configured right. And it is. So we're going to go ahead and close that. And I'll click save. And save again. And remember me telling you the ugly page that they have? I would much rather send them to my email confirmation page than this ugly, ugly, ugly email confirmation page. It's just but ugly, and we don't like it. So we can make our own confirmation page. So that's the value in that. So I'm going to go back to the live version. So I'm going to go lead magnet funnel training, and I'll click refresh to make sure we got it all nice and neat. And we're going to try this again. So Shelly and Shelly at builderalldiva.com. So I'll click get free stuff today. And now it's taken me to my email confirmation page exactly like it's supposed to do. So the next step I need to do is check my email and see if I got the email, and then click the confirm. So I'm going to go and open up this email. Let me see if I can find it here.
Shelley, I just tested it in the background for you as well. I've got to the email confirmation page so far.
Good deal. Well, I'm actually in my email, and here's my subscribe confirm email. So if I click that, it actually shows that email confirmation that I have to click right here. So when I click this, it should take me to the thank you page. Is that right? Yeah. So click. There we go. So I got the download link. And then the next interesting thing is that my welcome email is going to have that thank you page link as well. So if I check and see my email, I should get a welcome email that also has that same link to the thank you page. So just in case I didn't get it the first time I went, the welcome email will send me there as well. Okay. So we're just waiting on the welcome email.
I got your subscription confirmation email so far.
Yay. So there's the welcome email. And if I click that, there's my welcome information. It says welcome Shelly, yay me. And I can click here to, again, go to the thank you page if I didn't get it maybe the first time. And you know that happens to you sometimes, where you go to the page and then you get like lost and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't get it. Well, I was trying to confirm everything again in that welcome email and send them that link again, just in case. So that is how you set up the lead magnet funnel. It's really, really simple. There are way more ways to set it up. This was just one way, right? We can set it up so that oops, let me go ahead and turn that off. Okay. You can set it up so that they only get the confirmation in the welcome email, and you can send them to a completely different thank you page. You can set it up so they can access the link in a member area only after they confirm their email, so that nobody else can get to that page. That's another thing that you need to think about is right now that thank you page is available to anyone and everyone. So if Phoenix has the link to that thank you page, she could give it to Robson, and then he could give it to Davida, and then she could give it to Willie, and everybody would have it, right? Because it's in an unprotected area. So another option would be to set up a protected layout. And once they confirm their email, they get sent to the protected layout, and they have to log in to get it. That's another way to do it. So if you got something that's really valuable, you can actually lock it down so that they only can get in if they have special permission.
Is that like a membership? Now you're talking about membership site too?
Yep. That's like talking about a membership site. That's exactly it. And we'll do full-blown membership sites in the membership bootcamp. Yep. So lots of ways you can deliver, guys. It's really limited to your imagination on how you want to deliver it. Do you want to deliver it in a protected area, an unprotected area? Do you want to deliver it by that confirmation email when they click here, or do you want to deliver it by a welcome email? There's a lot of different ways to do it, but you kind of see the structure of it and how it works. So do you guys have any questions? Gabriel.
On the when you create your email sequence with your words and everything in there, to check against spam words and stuff like that, is there a systemized way to copy and paste all your text and just boom, you'll just be giving that score or whatever? Is there a software or anything that you know of that you can?
Yeah, there are tons of softwares out there. There's lots of free ones out there. You can just type in Google, type in email spam checker, and you can literally find probably 100 of them easy. And they'll let you use these like 5 times, and then you just create a new account, use it 5 times again, create a new account, do it 5 times again. You know, they're out there for sure. And all you do is exactly like you said, just copy the text, put it into that spam checker, and it will tell you if you've got spam stuff going on.
Right, because it's, you know, you might have a 20-word email or 100 or 200 words email, and now how are you going to know that? You might have just 3 spam words in there, but you don't know which one is it, you know?
My confirmation is gone to spam.
Yeah, it might, because this
my
one's
confirmation has gone to spam, unfortunately.
Yeah, it might. And remember that the confirmation email is probably coming from a different place than the first welcome email.
Mm.
Thank you, Shelley, for the PDF.
Maybe another point on that thank you page, you can also check your email, including the spam folder.
There you go. And that's part of that conditioning, right? That's that you're conditioning your goldfish. You want to explain to them, check your email. Be sure to also check in spam. And if it's in spam, be sure to whitelist us so you'll get all of our emails with all of our special offers. Yep. That's all part of conditioning.
No, nothing happens after I download that thing. Should something happen?
It should drop down into your download box.
Yeah, it has, but it's not bringing me, it's just staying on the thank you page.
Yep, that's all it's designed to do right now.
Ah, right, okay.
It's only set up for you to download that document.
Okay.
Normally, I think we would, after they've downloaded it, you would set your page up so that it flips back to a different page.
To home page or something like that, yes.
Yeah. So I got everything fine, and your welcome email ended up in my inbox.
Yeah.
Lucky.
That means that email has a good reputation.
Yes, it does. I got everything right also as well.
Yay.
Wow.
Yay. So yeah, now you've seen that it can be done.
Funny thing, actually, sorry for interrupting there, right?
Okay.
When I checked it on my Google account, actually on Google, it went to spam. But when I checked it through I use Incredimail, it came to my Incredimail inbox.
Yeah, Google is just mean.
They're
way more strict about spam. They just are.
Nasty.
And they'll go whoop right into spam. And sometimes it takes a lot of work to get your reputation up with Google, for sure.
Nice one. Thank you.
You're welcome. And again, that's why you want to put that whitelisting in there with instructions on how to whitelist, because then they can actually whitelist your email so they can make sure to get it in that inbox. And every time somebody whitelists your email, that increases your reputation, so you have a better chance of getting into inbox of everybody else. Okay.
And another tip is, if you have a new domain, please make sure you warm up that domain first before you start sending your campaigns. And what does that mean? That means you need to use that email to send normal emails to yourself, to other people, before you start sending out MailingBoss campaigns. That's
I'll tell you my trick. Are you ready for my trick? This is so funny.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. We can create as many emails as we want to on any domain that you connect. So anytime I have a brand new email, I just create like test1@shellyturner.com, test2@shellyturner.com, test3@shellyturner.com. And then that new email that I create, I send it out to all of those test emails. And there's a link in every one of them. So I not only open the email, but I click the link. And that's going to increase the reputation for that email address right away. And so it starts actually sending into inbox faster than if you do it kind of organically.
So is there should you just do it for 3 test emails, or should you do 20? And
no, I do 10 every time. I have a test 1 all the way to test 10. Oh. And there's sometimes I'll just for giggles, I'll send like 2 emails to each one just because I can. And I'll open each one, click the link for each one. And so I will have had 20 opens and 20 clicked links right off the bat. So that helps to increase my reputation so that I have a better score going into some of these places like Google.
And the Google and the spiders or whoever the police that's out there is not checking your IP to say, hey, this is the same guy that has got the same email and the same. There's no way for them to know, right?
If they are, I can't tell it because it's working for me. It's worked every time for me.
What if you give 100 Well, but those are also, if you have 100 people on your list and just tell them on a Zoom or on a call, hey, I just sent you an email, click on the email. I mean, they already know. So that's a plus.
Absolutely. That is a plus.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can also, instead of using test 1, test 2, for what I find works a little bit better is if you use names like John, Shelley, Bob.
But I do test 1, test 2. I already have test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already named, so it's like super fast for me.
The thing is, Google is picking up on any kind of test names.
I think though that it's not really even seeing the name. What it's seeing is the numbers. Remember, in MailingBoss, we can go look at the open rate, the click rate, and all that's carried with us from the provider when an email is sent out. That's how Google knows. That's how they know your reputation, is because you have statistics already from the email provider. So it's getting that from them. So it will never see test 1, test 2, test 3. What it's going to see is the analytics that come in. Yeah.
Quick question regarding the social media traffic PDF. I've noticed you don't have any licensing on it, that you're not allowed to share it. You're not.
No. This is the one that we used in the lead magnet funnel, I think. So.
Right. So we can use that. Can we use that?
Yeah, it's a giveaway. Yeah.
Great stuff. Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much.
Excellent.
Any other great questions, you guys? Because I have great answers just waiting to come out.
So that all these emails 1 through 10, it's that on that particular domain, right? Shelley at domain.com, Gabriel at domain.com, whatever, right?
Yep.
It's not a Gmail address.
Nope.
Okay.
Shelley, do you want to quickly mention the unsubscribe page so people can add that page in, and then you can put the URL in the MailingBoss?
Yeah, actually MailingBoss automatically puts it in there, but that's that unsubscribe link. Remember, we did pending, subscribe, and unsubscribe. So if they do click the unsubscribe in your email, that will take them to the unsubscribe page, and they have to, and then what's great about the unsubscribe page is it's another chance for you to connect with them. So instead of leaving it as the stock unsubscribe page, you can get them to go to a special page and say, hey, we hate to lose you. Don't leave us yet. Here's the bazillion things that we're going to offer you if you stay with us. Or if you just want to say, hey, we hate to see you go, but can you fill out this form and tell us why you're leaving us? So there's tremendous value in being able to get someone to go to that unsubscribe page that you made rather than the stock page, so that you can try to get them back into your fold. Or if you can't get them back in, then you can actually poll them, survey them, and find out why they're leaving you. So that's actually a really valuable tool.
I'm just looking at the email confirmation page. It's really a dead duck.
No.
But well, okay, it's check your email, confirm email.
But don't forget, mine is very streamlined for this one.
Right. With everything on it. Yeah, I appreciate that.
We're conditioning our goldfish, right?
Yeah.
We're conditioning our goldfish. So we're going to say, check your email, click the link. Now you're confirmed. But we're also going to have in there, don't forget to check the spam folder, right? Yeah. And then we're also going to have in there, don't forget to whitelist us. So actually, it's very valuable. Even though they're not going to click out to go anywhere, it's extremely valuable to build your list.
Like, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, it looks like a dead duck, but if you really look at it, it is a real dinger of
it's an important page.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. But an awful lot of people will sort of look at it and say, boom. You know,
it's actually skipped a lot. A lot of people skip that email confirmation page, and there's so much value in that page, getting them to find your email, make sure they check spam, and then whitelist. Those two things are so important, because they may join your list and never think to check spam to confirm.
Yeah, that's the nuisance part for that.
Yep.
So Shelley, what you're saying though is that we always have to train people to go where they need to go. Am I right?
Don't ever assume they know, because it's just like what Gabriel was saying about why would they leave that unsubscribe in there? It's like, why would they take it out? They don't even know. Sometimes they just don't know. So part of our job, truly part of our job as creating those sales funnels, remember, we're creating a path, an exact path that we want them to go. And I'll probably say this a million times, we're conditioning our goldfish. We want to make sure that they go the exact way we want them to go. And the way we want them to go is first opt in, then hit that email confirmation page. And they're like, oh yeah, I got to go confirm. So they go check their email and they click on that link. And inside that confirm page, it reminds them, now don't forget, check your spam folder just in case. And don't forget, when you find us, white label us, right? So then they check their email, and then the next step is go to the thank you page. So you're guiding them the whole way. There was a magic trick that I used to do because when I was little, I wanted to be a prestidigitator, and which is a sleight of hand magician. And so I've got these great magic tricks that I used to do. And one of them was that I would shuffle the cards, but I always knew that the fourth card down was the card that I wanted them to pick. Okay. So I'd shuffle to make sure that the top 4 cards didn't get shuffled, and they'd always be at the top. Right. So then I would put them out in groups. So I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. There's that group. And I knew exactly where the card was that I wanted them to pick. And then I'd do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So I'd create these groups, and I'd tell the person, choose 2 groups. So they would choose 2 groups. If the card was in that group, I took away the other groups. If it wasn't in the group, I took away the ones they chose. But they weren't actually keeping track of the criteria for me taking away the groups, right? So then I tell them, all right, choose 1 more group. And if the card was in the group, I didn't take it. If it was not in the group, I took it. And then once we got down to the final 4, the same thing, choose 2 cards, and did the same thing. And then last down to 2 cards left. And I said, all right, pick a card. And 50% of the time they're going to actually pick the card. And then the other 50% of the time we'll take it away. But they don't know the criteria of why I'm taking away the groups or the cards. So 100% of the time we got the right card at the end, right? Do you understand that? So you're doing kind of the same thing. You're kind of like walking them through and saying, do this, do that, do that. And you're kind of being it's not sneaky. It's you're helping them understand how to get through your funnel to get to the point where you want them to go. So that's kind of how I equate it, is we're playing kind of a card game, and we're getting them to do exactly what we want them to do without them knowing it.
If you think about it, from the way that you take when you're in school, the way they teach you is the same thing you're doing by getting them to do what you want them to do.
Yep, that's right. So yes, so that's again conditioning, and to me, that's what sales funnels are about: is conditioning your visitor to do exactly what you want them to do. Now, will they all do it exactly? No, because there's people that aren't going to pull out that credit card and buy anything at that moment. For whatever reason. But the ones that do, you condition them to go exactly where you want them to go and do exactly what you want them to do. It's a fun little, I hate to say game because it sounds like we're shystering, and we're not. To me, it's the same concept too as when you go to Walmart and in those little shelves right before the counter. I've bought more crap from those shelves than I could probably shake a stick at. But it's a sales technique where it's like last minute buying. You're fixing to pull out your credit card. I'm going to pay money anyway. Why not buy this really weird thing that I'll never use in a million years? But there it is, and I need it. So put it up on the shelf. So it's kind of the same thing. Oh, and Willie got it. Yay. So any questions about that, you guys? All right, tomorrow we'll go over. Actually, I'm going to scratch that. We have had a family issue come up, and Saturday and Sunday have to be pushed to Monday and Tuesday. Don't have a choice in the matter. So Saturday and Sunday, I won't be able to be with you guys, but we will push it to Monday and Tuesday. And that'll give you guys some rest, and you can build some lead magnet funnels and have a great hey-ho time. And then Monday, we'll jump into a little bit more complicated funnel. And then, of course, Tuesday, we'll try to finish it off with a tripwire funnel. And we'll have to get banging on that one because it will take a bit to get through that one. Okay.
Very, very quickly there, Gabriel, I was listening to you about using the URL that Builderall gives us, right? Now, do you have any URL actually plugged into the system, into the Builderall system?
Do I have it?
No, I'm talking to Gabriel.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I don't quite understand your question.
You know the slug that you're given with Builderall, and it go when you make your whatever funnel you make or whatever site you make, right? And Builderall, you use it, and you were saying, oh, is that compliant with Google, right? Which is great. But if you have something plugged, a URL plugged into the system, you probably, and forgive me, Shelley, I might be right, I might be wrong. You'd be probably better off making that funnel .yourdomainname.com rather than using the Builderall slug.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anytime you can connect a domain to it, it's 1,000 times better for sure. Yeah. But there are just going to be times when you're testing stuff and you're not sure and you're running through and doing funnels and am I going to
finish
funnel and not? Yeah, then you just keep the slug and you hold those domain names for those really valuable sites that you're ready for them to be an independent out on the internet website holding that branded by that domain name. And that's an important thing. We've talked about that before, where when you go to purchase your domain names, you need to make sure that you're being very thoughtful about it and not pressuring yourself by emotion or gimmicks. And to do that, I think I've shared with you guys before, you want to go to a place called namemesh.com, namemesh.com. Namemesh.com allows you to put keywords in and search for available domain names based on those keywords. And it will spin those keywords and it will add really common words before and after, and it'll give you results of 100 or more domain names. And all of them will be available to buy. So you, like me, will probably be like a kid in the candy store. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, I need that one and that one, and I need this one and that one, and I need 3 of those and 4 of those and 6 of those. Because we all love domain names, right? And we really love good domain names. So what I caution you to do is if you go to namemesh.com, you'll have a blast. It will be really fun finding all these domain names. Find you about 10 or 12 that tickle your tummy, right? 10 or 12 that tickle your tummy. And then sleep on it. Do not buy them, okay? Because what's going to happen is you're going to look at that list the next day and you're going to go, what the crap was I thinking? Probably 10 or 11 out of those 12 are going to be crappy names. And you're just like, that was dumb. But you'll find 1 or 2 that are in there that you really like. So once you've slept on it for a while and you do see some that you like, go ahead and purchase. But again, out of about 10 or 12, don't purchase more than 2 at a time. Right? Because what's going to happen is you're going to have a buttload of domains and you're not making websites fast enough to cover the domains you're buying. Right?
But also think of one that you can actually add the subdomain to .whatever to make and get that little extra juice from Google and the search engines.
Yep, you can do that too. But yeah, I want to exercise caution with domain names because I'm sitting probably at about 100 domain names right now. And that's okay for me because I sell them. So when I find a good domain name that I'm not necessarily going to use, I actually sell it on Flippa. But, and there, thank you, Phoenix. So I have that capability and I'm happy to sell the domains that I don't need. There's some that I'm emotionally attached to and I'm not going to let them go. It doesn't matter. So I've got the 2-digit club, 3-digit club, 4-digit club, 5-digit club, and 6-digit club. And I love those domains. So they're not going anywhere. I haven't done anything with them yet, but I swear one day I'm going to do that. So there's a couple of those domains like that are sitting in there, not making me any money. So what do I do with those? Right? What do I do with those domains that are not making me any money? They're not attached to a website. They're not doing anything. What I do is I forward them to my Builderall link so that if anybody just kind of magically types that in accidentally or they're looking to see if it's available or whatever, lead or 2 from it. So you want to forward all those dead domains that you're not using and either forward them to Builderall or get busy selling them, one or the other.
Even though they're not relevant, you got deadfish.com, it goes to Builderall.
Yep. That's it. So just in case somebody accidentally finds it, or they have an idea like, ooh, I think I want the 2-digit comma club or 2 comma, whatever it is. I don't even remember what the domain is. But I think I want that domain. Oh man, somebody's bought it. Let me go see what it is. Boom, I might have a lead right there. So yeah, so any domain names that are dead that you're not using, but you're not willing to let them go, forward them to whatever link you want to forward. It doesn't have to be Builderall, but forward it so that just in case you might get a lead.
You want to know one of my secrets? What I do with my dead domains?
I would love a secret.
I actually, for each one of them, I built a little quick lead magnet funnel.
Oh, that's fabulous. I like that.
Or I say something like, hey, I'm busy building this page in Builderall, so watch this space. If you want updates, then put your email address in here. And then what I do is on the thank you page, I give them a little thank you gift that they don't know of. And it's a nice surprise.
Love it. Love it. So yeah, you can see dead domains. You don't want them just sitting there dead. Love it.
Although we buy them too fast than what we do. So I have got about 3 more that I need to update like that.
Yeah, I've got a few that I have to update too. For sure. Out of my 100, I probably have 4 or 5 or 6 that I need to update. But I love all my domains. Nope, you can't take my domains from me. I love them.
Shelley, just a different question. I'm assuming we're at the end of the lesson for today.
We are. We're wrapping her up.
When are you flying out next week?
Next week I'm flying out on Thursday. So we'll go Monday and Tuesday.
So you're coming in quite late.
Yeah, well, I'll be in Friday. For you guys, I'll be there Friday morning.
All right.
Because you guys are like 6 or 7 hours ahead. So me flying out Thursday puts me arriving actually on Friday.
Okay.
I'm ready.
We're having class tomorrow.
Who's going to London? Who's going to London? Is anybody else here going to London?
I'm going to London.
All right, you guys, you need to get it in gear. You need to be coming to these Everest events for sure. For sure.
Shelley?
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw, I had been looking at that and I saw what it was. I was on one of the Builderall business meetings like on Monday. And they mentioned, I'm glad you brought it up because they mentioned even if you're not going to go to London, get the $97 ticket or either get the whole package if you want because they come with bonuses.
Oh, yeah. They have overloaded you with bonuses.
Is it still $97?
It's still $97 and you get the bonuses. And I think it's still $97. Let's take a look.
The deadline was.
Let's take a look.
It's the 10th. The deadline is the 10th.
It's the 10th that it changes. Let's see, Everest, UK. So Everest, UK, and reserve your spot now. And see, in 5 days, I guess it will change. I'm not sure. But the price right now, if I scroll down and find the price, is.
You have to click on it. And again.
Oh, there we go. The price is now sitting at $0. I have no idea.
Okay. Go and get it.
I think it said 97. Was it German?
Yeah. It's showing at $97. But yeah, this is so worth it because if you take a look at the bonuses, so let me go back a page and let me see if I can find where the bonuses were at. Oh, there's me. I'll be speaking. Yay! I'll actually be teaching there, which is really exciting. So here's the bonuses. So you get 6 months of the $9.90 account with Builderall. I didn't realize that until the other day. I wasn't sure what that was. And they announced that it's actually 6 months of the $9.90 account. So think about this a minute. If you join, maybe you could put a friend into Builderall using this account so they can get acclimated to Builderall for free for 6 months, and then they'll upgrade because they'll see how amazing it is. So you use that as a tool as a giveaway for somebody to join you. Next one is exclusive Everest personality funnel. I have this funnel. This is a fabulous funnel. It's worth probably more than $1,500 for sure. You get a 40-day email follow-up sequence. That alone is worth about $500. 7 daily habits guide. That's worth about $2.99, but it's great. The ultimate tools and resource guide for every entrepreneur, depending on what's in there, that could be very, very valuable. A 7-day boot camp. We already know boot camps are valuable. Recession-proof income streams. This is a great book that talks about the different ways you can make money on Builderall. We already talked about multiple streams of income being important. And then 150,000 PLR articles. We've talked about that in the lead magnet training and how important it is to have those articles so you can give them away for your lead magnets. So all of this is extremely valuable, and it's for $97. You're not going to get this at a lower price. So even if you never go to London, you're going to get tremendous value from the $97 ticket. And I think there was more listed down below, but I'm not sure.
You're saying pay the $126.20, which is what it is in US dollars.
Yeah.
And we'll get all the bonuses even if we don't attend.
That's right. Yep.
Got it. Is how much in US dollars?
126.20.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was going to ask you about the bonuses of where could we find it. Now that you showed us, Builderall going to get another sale.
Good. And what happens is you'll join, and then you'll be sent to a membership area, and that membership area will have your bonuses for you. I'm not sure if they have the bonuses there yet. They may not put the bonuses there until the actual event, but you want to definitely get the ticket so that you can get the bonuses when they're ready. Because again, it is worth $97. I don't say that very often, and I don't speak, like trying to hype stuff up. But I'm telling you, what they're offering as far as bonuses is more than worth it. And that's the truth. That's honest. They're doing a great job of providing bonuses for you if you never step foot at London.
Well, will they ever do anything where they do streaming of the events for people who can't attend?
We've talked about that before. The event that I did, the bandwidth wasn't enough to be able to stream. We actually had all the equipment there, but the internet access and the bandwidth was not enough to be able to live stream. And then I think they had the same problem with the London event where they tried to figure out how they could do it, and the bandwidth wasn't wide enough to be able to do the live stream. So they are talking about possibly doing videos afterwards and making videos available. But I don't know the terms that they're going to do it. I don't know if they're going to say, okay, if you were there and you got this package, you get the videos for free. But if you were there and you had this package, you have to pay for them. I mean, all that would be acceptable, because having done my own event, it is freaking expensive to put these things together. And so they have to be able to monetize these things to get their money out of it. I know the Memphis event cost a lot of money, and they're doing this in London. London's very expensive, way more expensive than Memphis.
Yeah. I'm going to say, maybe if it was $96.40, I could go, but.
But darn it, that extra
yeah, it's past my breaking point.
They said that the value of the bonuses is $4,997 in pounds. That makes it $6,500, over $6,500 for us.
Yeah, and I think they undervalued a couple of those.
Wow, that's great news. They overvalued the one for $2.99.
They did. Right? They overvalued that one. That was the only one. They did undervalue a lot of them. The emails alone, the 40 email sequence alone, that's really valuable. If you pay someone to do that for you, you're going to spend easy $500, $1,000, depending on the quality of the writing that you want. So yeah, that's a big one right there that we all want, right? Who wants to sit in front of a computer and try to figure out your own emails and start from scratch? Yeah, Karen. So even if you don't use the emails like 100%, there are starters to get you started, right? And to trigger you to get started. Because that's sometimes the hardest part when you're doing that. And that's the hardest part for me. It's the same thing to me as when we were in high school and your teacher said, okay, you can write a paper and I want you to write it about anything you want to write it about, right? If they give you an assignment and they tell you what to write about, I can have mine done in like 2.5 seconds. But if I have to pick my project and pick my topic, it'll take me a week just to pick the topic. So it's the same way with emails to me. When I'm sitting down and starting to write, I need something to prompt me so I can just get started, and then I get going from there. So the value in that to me is actually priceless, for sure. Even if I'd never use those exact emails. All right, guys. Any other questions?
Sally,
Roberto? Mm-hmm.
I need to get up. Do we have class tomorrow on Sunday?
No, tomorrow and Sunday we're off because I have a family issue that I'm dealing with. So Monday and Tuesday, and I'll be sure when I upload this video that I put a pop-up that says everything's been delayed. Saturday and Sunday we're pushing to Monday and Tuesday, so everybody knows. Okay?
Awesome. All right.
I hope everything goes well with your family issue.
Thank you very much. It will. It's fine.
Adios. Adios.
Be safe.
Right, yes, I will see
Good
you
to
guys
see you
later.
all. Take care.
Have a great weekend, and I'll see you again on Monday.
See you Monday. Take care.
Lads, all the best. Take care.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye, guys. Have a great one.
Look. Night.
Bye.